had to say hi to YouTube. Hi, YouTube! Come to explode! No. You're not gonna explode here, YouTube. Well, it might happen, but it's all good, you know? It happens. Okay, let's watch the attack on male gamers continues.
Just, I don't know, in my opinion, I think that, I don't know, there's something a little bit childlike about it, a grown man to be playing games, and it is a huge turn off for me, and I'm bloody glad my man doesn't play video games.
I don't have anything meaningful to say.
Oh, that's an intro already. Okay, just to start with, this reminds me of the hobbies video you watched. It's really hard for me to believe that there's people that think a hobby can make someone less attractive. A hobby could be a turn off, you know? That's so weird.
Say about this, I just want to tell her to shut up.
Faye?
Hi, my name is Sydney, welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Menukora. And of course, by my company, Lions Tea Exchange. In addition to my regular wonderful flavors, I now have 3 new limited edition flavors that are now available on the site for pre-sale. I think they're all really good, but I am a huge fan of the peppermint white chocolate, but you guys seem to be really excited about the bourbon barrel chai. No surprises there. I also have these beautiful wooden gift boxes that are available too for pre-sale for the holiday season, or just generally if you want a beautiful box. And as you guys know, these are made here in the US of A, and the company that I work with plants a tree for every order placed, which honestly I think is pretty cool. I will link all of this in the description box if you would like to support my channel and my tea company. It all means a lot, and I love you guys very much. Okay, back to the video. Now, I know I'm slightly late to this conversation because it took place a couple weeks ago, but a lot of—
Oh wait, really? I'm very late to this then. I'm sorry, chat. This was posted on my Discord server a long time ago, and I was just like, oh damn, I never end up having time to watch this video. I'm sorry, chat.
things were also happening during that time. Like the mystery of who is eating the cats.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in, they're eating the cats.
And I needed to
Don't eat the cats, Chad! Please don't eat me. Don't eat me.
show you all my breakdancing prowess, okay?
Nice. Yo, I'm seeing the monkey
like
game
I said,
there.
A few weeks ago, the conversation, or the debate, if you will, around men playing video games being unattractive was once again resurrected. This has been going on for quite some time, but periodically, someone, somewhere, for some reason, brings it back up. And every time this happens, it seems that people want to congregate around the idea that men playing video games is bad, and gaming is bad overall. Say the people who probably like crocheting or something. Depressingly, when I started looking for videos on this issue,
Oh no, man. What the hell is this? New ick unlocked. Anyone that says ick unironically is someone I can't take seriously. Ew, my boyfriend plays video games. No, I can't stand this. How dare this man enjoy doing something?
actually came across this bizarre trend on TikTok where women say that they're men being happy while playing games.
Listening to your man on his headset to hit... Dude, first learn how to fucking write. To his Xbox pulse. Ick activated. As long as he's not saying gamer words, if you know what I mean. What's wrong, man?
Gives them the ick. So there's that.
Shut up, kill yourself.
Just launch me to Jupiter at this point. Anyway, this time the conversation started when conservative commentator Liz Wheeler posted a graph of the hobbies women reportedly find the least attractive.
Oh, wait. This is different than This is different. This is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive. Beyond red flag? Like, deal breaker zone? It's weird that so many dudes don't get this. Wait, what? Wait, that's a very different list from that one we watched the other time. Least attractive hobbies for men according to women. So video games is the first one? That's crazy. Graph looks fake. I have a really hard time believing this is true. True, I took it from my ass. Collecting figurines. Funko was on that other one. Magic tricks! Yo, what's wrong with magic tricks? Oh, okay, online trolling. Super fair. That is... Who has online trolling as a hobby? So on my spare time, I enjoy opening up the internet and looking for people to troll. Yeah, okay, that one is very unattractive. Gambling, one thing that could possibly be an addiction. Like, why is this not number one? Like, how is playing video games worse than gambling or online trolling? You know, how is magic tricks worse than any of that? Building model trains! What? That's so specific. Taxidermy. I personally find taxidermy really cool, but I can see how some people would be like put off a little bit of it because, you know, you are dealing with that stuff there. So I can understand. Comic book collecting? Oh, bro, bird watching! Why is bird watching on the list? If you have a partner, right? You don't have to be involved in their hobbies. Of course, it's nice to have hobbies to do together with a person you like, right? But they can also do that thing on their own time. You know, don't be a dick about it. If you don't like it, you just don't have to join in it. But if they show it to you, you can just not be a fucking dick. You can be, yo, you're building a model train? You know, I don't know shit about trains, but that's cool, bruh. That's nice. I'm glad you're having a nice time doing that thing, you know?
At the top of the list was playing video games, followed by collecting figurines, magic tricks, and online trolling.
I still can't believe about magic tricks.
But apparently, we all love a good bird watcher. That's a win for the birdophiles. I have absolutely no idea what bird enthusiasts are called.
Me neither.
Birder.
Birder!
Well, at least that's memorable. I guess that's an improvement on what the train people are called. Hooty
What are they
tooters? Hooter tooters?
What? Hooter dooters? Is that?
This graph, which obviously is not based on real evidence, was posted along with Wheeler's commentary, which read, "This is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It's weird so many dudes don't get this."
It needs to be rage bait, right? Like engagement bait, right? Especially considering this is from Twitter. It has to be.
You want to know what I don't get? Why it's taken me so long to hear about the wonderful sponsor of today's video, Manukora. I have spent most of my adult life in search of sugar. I'm kind of like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings about it.
Fair, same.
Precious. And the older I get, the more that I realize sugar's not that good for you. But what if I told you there was a sweet alternative that tasted good and was good for you? Well, there is, and it's called Manukora.
Oh.
Manukora honey is pure, single-origin Manuka honey found
honey.
only in New Zealand. It's rich, creamy, and supercharged with unique antioxidants and prebiotics. It actually has 3 times more than your average honey. So yeah, take
that's
that,
very
normal
thick.
honey. Manukora honey supports immunity, helps with digestion, boosts energy, and is great for assisting with inflammation. It's also this beautiful golden color, and it's a definite game changer if you're anything like me and use honey in tea or on sandwiches.
Yeah.
I also like how my little starter pack has this cute little spoon and these honey sticks, which could be completely cool if you're munching on the go. Best of all, Manukora honey has a natural antibacterial compound called MGO that is only found in Manuka Indica honey. The higher the MGO count, the higher the levels of nutrients and antioxidants. And Manukora has some of the highest MGO honey on the market. And if you don't believe me, your Manukora lid has this little QR code that you can scan to trace your honey and all its unique information, which I think is pretty cool. So if you too want to embrace a good sweet thing, then click the link in the description or head over to manukora.com/Sydney for $25 off when you buy a starter kit. After a huge amount of pushback, Wheeler followed up with a few additional posts, including another tweet where a woman wrote, "Women don't dislike video games because they're geeky, we dislike them because they're antisocial and consumption-based. Like if a woman said TikTok or online shopping was her hobby. Hobby should include actually doing, making, or learning something."
What do you mean, bruh? Yeah, saying that TikTok or online shopping is your hobby, that would be very worrying. I have to agree with that part. But what do you mean that it's antisocial and consumption-based? Nah, bruh. Playing video games is doing something. And you can learn from it as well. Yo, chat, I learned a lot of English from playing Ace Attorney. A lot of my English I ended up learning from video games. Video games can be surprisingly good to learn stuff, you know?
Last time I checked, gaming is doing something?
Yeah.
What is this? What am I even reading here? Doubling down even further, Wheeler also wrote that video games are sedentary, consumptive, fantasy steeped in immorality that have serious negative real-world side effects on the men who play them.
What? Yes, I took this info from my ass once again.
This tweet was very long, so I'm just gonna summarize the generality of it, which was...
Oh wait, no, we can see the whole thing. 4 in 10 American men between the age 18 to 50 play between 1 to 3 hours of video game every day. Sounds about right. That's a lot! That's not a lot! Maybe a bigger problem than I realized when I posted the meme. Yes, a meme. Oh, the graph was a meme. Oh yeah, no shit that wasn't real. Some of y'all need to loosen up and laugh at the funny meme that triggered you. That's not... Some people need to understand what's a meme, apparently. But video games are a net negative on society when you measure the increase in aggressive behavior. Oh no, that's the fucking TV shows talking about how video games make you violent. Desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders, social adjustment difficulties, nightmares, and sleep disorders correlated to gaming. It's pretty simple. Women are attracted to men based on men's ability to protect, provide, produce, and procreate. Oh my god, bro. Hobbies that illustrate the ability are attractive to women. Hobbies that do not are not. What the fuck am I reading, bro? And yes, of course, there are toxic hobbies women have too. TikTok, online shopping, these things are not hobbies. If you consider those as hobbies, you have a problem. Real Housewives? Oh, did she straight up say a name of a TV show? But this was never about war between the sexes. It was never an attack on men. I love y'all. That's why I want you to stop playing video games and laugh at the hilarious meme. I mean, did you see the part about taxidermy? What? Was taxidermy supposed to be funny? Well, I'm so confused here, chat. Awesome, sweetie. Glad you think so. I'll go and chop some wood and you go make me a sandwich. Since clearly we're still in the 50s. Yeah, that's exactly what it is like, right? Yes, you, man, you protect, provide, produce, and procreate. Go work in a job for 20 hours a day, and I stay at home cleaning and cooking for you, okay? That's all we have to do. No fun. No fun is allowed anywhere. This feels like a fucking fever dream to me, you know? How do people think like that?
That video games are net negative on society based on the fact that they reportedly lead to aggressive behavior, desensitization to violence, anxiety, mood disorders, and so on and so forth. She also asserts that women are attracted to men based on a man's ability to protect, provide, produce, and procreate. Hobbies that illustrate that ability are attractive to women. Hobbies that do not are not. Not to be a jerk, at least not intentionally, but isn't reading sedentary? And isn't buying random female crap for your house consumptive? Do you want to go and have a conversation with the immoral smut-reading ladies over on Book Talk? Would you like to have a word? I really don't mean to be so sarcastic about all of this, it just really irritates me. Of course, the icing on the cake here is the entire live stream that Wheeler decided to make about this topic, addressing the blowback that she'd received.
Oh no, why? Why?
And saying that lots of people were unkind to her about it and she didn't like that, which honestly, like, yeah, fair enough. This video is really long and she burned through a lot of points very quickly and we don't have time to unpack them, but I overall felt really irritated watching Wheeler's live stream, and my takeaway was just generally, tell me you've never played video games without telling me you've never played video games. She again brought up that it makes people more desensitized and prone to violence because apparently we're resurrecting 90s talking points. I don't know. I thought we were over this. Look, I don't know Liz personally, and so I don't want anyone to perceive this as me attacking her because she seems like a nice lady, but I do find her opinion and this extended opinion really frustrating. I think there's a trend on the right side of politics where some conservatives in particular like to fully reject and stomp on really important cultural and entertainment-based mediums. And even if the intention behind that is a noble one, I still think it comes across as really controlling and fun policing. Listen, even people with daddy issues don't want to be parented this hard. I mean,
That's deep, bruh.
they do want something hard, but it's not parenting. All of this to say, in the long run, I don't think it's very helpful, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with that, and that's okay. Feel free to scream at me in the comments.
No! No!
Anyway, about a week later, another video popped up where a woman called Bex from the radio show 102 Philly was similarly articulating why she doesn't like men playing video games. She said that it was lazy and generally unproductive.
But the whole gaming thing,
What's the problem? Jacqueline has this big problem too. Because
it's just lazy. It feels
Chat, doesn't she have the voice of someone that's gonna go, actually.
like unless you're getting paid.
Dude, it's a hobby! Do you know what a hobby is? Do you know what a hobby is? You're not gonna get paid for your hobby unless you transform your hobby into your career, which a lot of people don't want to do because hobbies are supposed to be like lighthearted and they're supposed to be fun. Because when you turn it into a career, now you have responsibilities with your hobby and that can just be stressful, and now you're not feeling fun in doing your hobby anymore. You know, this can happen. This can happen. For fuck's sake, this annoys me so much. And why am I gonna read a book? I'm not gonna get money with that. Why am I gonna do anything that's not gonna get me money? Fuck's sake, dude.
And there's a line, right? Like, it's cool if you want to do it every so often, but to me, I'm like, go educate. Like, go do something productive.
But what is the problem? Like, you know, Jacqueline has a big problem with it too. Whenever she hears the PlayStation start up, like I gotta hear the huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
But if I were to just have TV on, you'd be on TikTok as it is, not paying attention. So why does it bother you?
Because it's not the distraction of me being on TikTok and us watching TV. It's what you could be doing with that time.
But wait, but what's the why is watching TV okay? That doesn't make sense. Watching TV is even worse because then you're really not doing anything. You're just sitting there watching. If the video game you're playing, you're actually stimulating your brain. Bro, who farted? It's the thought that you're doing something to have fun that's a bother, apparently. I don't know.
Yes, and that's it. I knew it. I knew it.
could-
You women want to task us
No.
that you're so pissed that we're taking time
No.
from doing something.
No.
Wait a minute, you're enjoying things? You have time to do this video
See,
game?
here's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you be having fun with something?
Here's all the things you could be
But
doing.
here's the thing, you're enjoying it, but you could also be planning something nice for us.
Why can't you do that? No, that's bullshit. You can do that, you? Why just the other person has to do that. Nah. She's trying to come up with stuff and it's not working.
You know, like...
Like I mentioned, this is not the first time that this type of criticism has come up. A couple years ago, 3 more women got a lot of heat online for making fun of men who game, with one of the women even suggesting there's a correlation between gaming and the being bad in the bedroom or having...
Bruh! What the fuck? Why? Yo, ma'am, let me introduce you to also, please. I'm sorry, chat. I had you. Yo, you don't know what you're missing on. That's the true boyfriend material right there. Those dudes are very fast with their fingers. I'll tell you that. Nah, man. Nah. How? Why?
having small male genitalia.
What? Dude!
Be honest with you, not if I think of the top 10 best dicks I've ever had, they didn't play video games. So I'm convinced video games are for mediocre dicks.
Well, I grew up as a gamer, so it was okay with it. That was quite all right with me. I got excited
I don't know
too.
what grown man is spending that much time playing video games.
There's a lot of grown men spending a lot of time.
And
on
I don't
this
think that
bullshit.
they're
a lot.
I don't think that you could be a great partner or a great lover as a grown man spending time playing video games.
If you're like
That poor woman on the right side, man. The only sensible person in the room, apparently. Oh my god, bro.
This is such a weird statement. Do you always judge the appropriateness of a hobby based on man pickles and their performance? Is this a legitimate metric? Why are people like this? I mean, put me in the cannon and launch me to Jupiter. So I have a very vested interest in this topic, both as a woman and as a person who plays video games. So I do feel that it is pretty important to come to the defense of male gamers, and I guess just really any gamer in general. Because if the criticisms that I've so far highlighted in this video are anything to go by, I think people's perceptions of this industry and those who enjoy games are completely off base. And I think it's generally wild to say that gaming is not a hobby, and if it is, it's one that's overall unattractive to women. Because I would argue, in many, many cases, that is not true. I mean, first and foremost, the gaming industry as a whole has changed dramatically over the last few decades, and video games have accelerated in scale and quality during that time too. Rather than games appealing to a small portion of people, now anyone anywhere can play them, which is why the industry has become so enormous. There are so many different stories being told, so many different ideas being explored, and let's remember, importantly, that the amount of women playing games has also grown more and more, and is continuing to do so. And no, Animal Crossing and The Sims don't count as gaming. Please stop this. Point being, video games themselves and the gamers who play them come in all forms, and I don't think it's fair to tar everyone with the same brush. With that said, I do understand why some people, some being the operative word, find gaming to be an unattractive hobby, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. Number one, when most of us millennials were growing up, which is what our friend Liz Wheeler is, we were only really then starting to see sort of a shift in the way that people viewed men and video games. Until this point, I think it's fair to say that gamers were largely associated with the basement-dwelling dorks who played World of Warcraft from dawn until dusk. And whether
was it? Oh, damn, chat. I feel like I live in like a complete different world. I always grew up with video games and knowing people that liked video games too. I never had this idea really. You would see on TV, like the whole video games make people violent, whatever. This kid used to play GTA and now they killed a member of their family or whatever. This kind of show used to be on TV a lot, right? But I've never met like real people that talk like that.
Whether that view is true or not, whether it's fair or not, that's what was portrayed predominantly in media, entertainment, and by all the kids, all those boys that we went to high school with. I can actually testify to this because I fully remember my older brother sitting in the office all day playing WoW and sometimes painting Warhammer. I think he still paints Warhammer. To be completely fair to my brother, because, you know, he will probably watch this video, he is in fact the reason why I like gaming at all. And I also remember sitting next to him, watching him play Spyro.
Oh, that's the same thing. I also grew up watching my brother play video games. I have an older brother, and I grew up watching him playing video games, and I really liked watching him. A lot of the times I was like, well, I can't play this myself because I'm a literal kid. I'm just not skilled enough. So I would just watch him, and that was fun. And he started introducing me games that I could play, you know, and that was nice. That's an interaction that we have to this day. Sometimes I recommend him games, and he recommends me games, you know. Nowadays, I recommend games that I know of that he could show to my niece. I have a little niece, and I was showing like some cat games that she could play on the Switch, you know. Like, yeah, I think she's gonna like that. Yo, my niece loves the Goose Game, Untitled Goose Game. My niece loves that shit. Any game where you can be a menace, my niece is all over that shit.
His little sister. Now that I'm thinking about it, I also remember his LAN parties with his nerd friends. So really, really love aging myself there.
Oh yeah, my brother used to do that. Oh, that unlocked like a memory in my head of my brother's friends bringing their computers to our house and then having a sleepover. Oh, these were the times, right, boys? These were the times.
Anyway, this type of visual and this messaging has definitely been ingrained in a lot of us because it's also what we were exposed to in pop culture. And it's probably why a bunch of elder millennials and people who are older than elder millennials, especially, view gamers through this lens. Actually, hilariously, when I was researching for this video, I found out that the attractiveness of male gamers and how much they game is still being studied because they guess this is a stereotype that never dies. The second reason, and I think this is more applicable across the board, is it is unattractive to come home to your man sitting on his butt all day playing video games. On the weekend.
Well, if are you meaning that he doesn't have a job? Well, not having a job is pretty unattractive, especially if you're not doing anything about that. If that's the case, you know, it's not that they're playing video games. Are they playing video games instead of looking for a job? If that's the case, understandable. But it could be literally anything else. It's not a video game, you know. If he's been sitting home watching TV and snacking all day instead of looking for a job, that's pretty bad, you know. Anything would be pretty bad, just not the video game. What if his job is, but what if he's a streamer? That is being a streamer an unattractive job, chat. It could be. I feel like it depends on how big of a streamer you are.
Gaming. All day. Gaming. Every single weekend, gaming. Can't pull himself away for long enough to spend time with you or to be a father or a husband or whatever.
Oh, that's an addiction. If you're literally not doing anything else besides playing video games, that's probably an issue. That's probably something wrong with you, right? That goes out of hobby territory and goes into, well, apparently this is an issue because you have a family and you're literally not giving any attention to your family. That could be an issue.
When it becomes an addiction that consumes you,
exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
That is a problem, and that is unattractive. And this is the primary criticism that I find online when it comes to men and video games.
When my husband and I first got married, he was addicted to video games. So if your spouse is addicted to video games or sports or anything, listen to this.
But the thing is,
addiction to anything is gonna be bad. Doesn't matter to what it is. You can be addicted to video games. You can be addicted to sports, as I said that. You can be addicted to gambling. You can be addicted to corn. You can be addicted to drinking. Addicted to work. Addicted to work is also bad. Yeah, any addiction is not gonna be good for you. Addiction to Milky Mew, that's the only one that's acceptable. No, I am kidding. Chat, if you have a family, go take care of your family, man. Make your family watch Milky Mew together.
if your man or a man doesn't have a gaming addiction, then what precisely is unattractive about this interest? At least in my experience, the women that I have come into contact with or that I'm friends with or that are in my family and whatever don't really view a man's interest in video games as a good or bad thing. What's most important is how he balances his gaming with his life and its many obligations. For example, back in 2020, a TikToker called Alyssa Nguyen actually had to come out and clarify that her gamer husband did indeed take care of her and her kids after she began uploading compilations of her bringing him his nightly dinners.
No way! Okay, so this woman had this bet on TikTok of I bring food to my husband while he's gaming. And then people think that was their entire life. And said, that is so funny. Wow, is that everything you both do all day? He plays video game 24/7 and you make food. How can people be this dumb? Oh my god, bro. Yo, if you bring me food while I'm playing a video game, we're getting married. That's a peak relationship goals.
She wrote, he does all his chores, daddy duties, and husband duties before getting on. One person even asked Nguyen if she was happy with the amount of time her husband gamed. Nguyen responded, it doesn't bother me at all. He plays a couple hours a night after he gets home from a long shift.
Which is completely normal, right?
And honestly, I think this comment crystallizes a broader point. A lot of people, not only men, use video games as a way to alleviate anxiety, to decompress, to de-stress after a long day or a long week or...
And guess what? That's what a hobby is. A hobby is just something that brings you joy, that you like doing on your free time, you know?
Whatever the case may be. And I can actually personally relate to this, and I've actually said this in other videos, where I find nothing more enjoyable after a particularly stressful day than jumping into whatever game I'm playing and just like hacking monsters to death. Because it's cathartic and it stops me from committing murder. That is a joke, Mr. FBI man. I am making a joke. Jokes aside, in addition to being cathartic, it is a good form of escapism. I watched one particular TikTok where a guy was describing escapism in video games as a bad thing, using it as an indicator of depression or a person who hates their life. And that very well might be the case sometimes. This just...
That could be for anything, for any kind of escape mechanism, you know, anything that you use to escape reality, it could be like that, but it can also not be like that. Dude.
Reiterates that men yearn for the mines. But again, why do people frown on this type of escapism, but not when it comes in the form of books or films or television shows? I genuinely feel like there's such an unfair double standard when it comes to gaming that isn't equally applied to other entertainment mediums. Yeah, I'm gonna need you all to stop that. In my opinion, the bottom line here is that gaming is, in fact, a legitimate hobby. And I will argue till I am blue in the face with whoever I need to argue with, that many of us ladies would much rather a guy who games in moderation than one who is down at the bar or at the club every single weekend getting drunk.
So it baffles me that there's people that prefer the second option.
If you are a man and you enjoy video games...
Why are you playing League with a controller? Okay, now that's a crime. No, the crime here is playing League of Legends with a controller. What the fuck is this? What am I looking at? How do you even play this with a controller?
That does not make you unattractive, and frankly, it can actually be a really nice opportunity for bonding with your spouse or girlfriend.
Do not play League of Legends with your spouse or with your girlfriend. I am gonna repeat this until the day I die. Do not play League of Legends with any person in your life that you love.
And I say this as someone who freaking loves couch co-ops. Like, I recently played the Untitled Goose Game, and it was unironically a lot of fun. I have to stay
Can you play Untitled Goose Game with more people?
away from the platformers, though, because I just let everyone down. People who make the claim that gaming is antisocial and will turn men into murder factories genuinely don't seem to understand the nature of gaming and how community-based and collaborative it often is these days.
Exactly.
A lot of modern games have a ton of multiplayer features, and it allows you to do, like, you know, the teamwork. In a time where people are super disconnected, the gaming world is actually pretty great at helping people make friends and create communities.
Exactly.
I'll say as well that there are apparently a bunch of other measurable benefits to playing games, like improvements to cognitive functioning, problem solving, impulse control, and so on.
Yep, I remember saying that earlier. You're actually using your brain quite a lot when you're playing games. It's not like watching TV or just sitting there like, and watching it, you know?
On and so forth, but I don't want to get into it, so I don't know, I guess I'll link some of these in the description and you can read them in your own time. There are definitely way more things to add about this specific topic, but the one that I want to leave you with, the last thought that I have here, is that I definitely think that there is an online trend where people can't stand to see men doing things that make them happy.
Men have video games and sports. What do women have?
What? As far as I know, you don't need a PP to do any of those things. I don't think it's a requirement.
I actually see this a lot on Twitter, but with relation to women, where people will post a video of women just doing something fun and silly and goofy and enjoying themselves, and then this onslaught of comments and responses are mad that the women are having fun. I see that a lot here with this issue, and I absolutely hate it when people do it to both of the sexes. Just shh.
Just let people have fun, man.
Let people enjoy things.
Exactly.
Personally, I'm really glad that gaming has become such a positive outlet for so many people. And as far as unattractive interests go, I think it's worth remembering that when it comes to hobbies and relationships, any hobby can become an obstacle, much in the same way that it can also be an asset. If you enjoy something or have a hobby or have a special interest that gets in between you and somebody else, or it is an all-consuming thing that pushes everybody out of your life, well, yeah, I mean, that's a problem. But if you can take an interest or a hobby or a thing that you love and share it with somebody else in an engaging way, or in a way for yourself that passes time but doesn't fill it, I think that's really positive, and honestly, I think that's really all any of us actually want. In the end, if gaming is a thing that you can share with your wife or girlfriend, a thing that you can use to decompress, or even something that has helped you build a really strong community with friendships and positive experiences, no woman in their right mind would consider that a problem. And if
Exactly, it's in the right mind. Remember that, chat. If you meet people like that, they're crazy. They're crazy and they're not worth your time. Remember that normal people exist. I am really sorry if you're having a hard time finding them, but these people are not the normal ones for sure.
if they do, I think that says much more about that woman than the gamer himself. Now, on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out my new Cora using the link in the description. I unironically love this honey, so I'm really excited about this sponsorship, and I hope you guys love it as well if you decide to give it a crack. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Is gaming, in fact, unattractive? Are you one of these ladies who just thinks, yuck, I'm not interested, I'm not about this is terrible? Are you a guy who thinks it's unattractive and terrible? Are you somebody who really likes gaming and likes to share that with your loved ones? Are you somebody who maybe is on the addiction side of things and you can see how bad and damaging all of this can be? Do you think that the commentary around gaming is fair? Is it unfair? And what do you generally make of this issue issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them. I really like hearing your feedback, and you guys make me laugh. Of course, if you have any video suggestions or video ideas, feel free to let me know, because I do have a running list of those. And as always, I will see you wonderful pretty people in the next video.
Thank you. Personally, I don't think I could see myself dating someone that doesn't like gaming at all. I feel like I would have a hard time with that.